Good morning, boys. Um, you're probably um, this is what we're gonna talk about today. Is probably a question that might have popped in your head by now, and if it hasn't, it will eventually. So I guess I'll just deal with the question now. Um, why did I wait so long to have you guys? I did not have um, neither one of you until I was at least 40 years old, which technically you can have them as kids as young as when puberty sets in, which we're not talking about that today. But I've actually seen when I was working at the parks in my 20s, I seen a 10-year-old, 11-year-old girl who's pregnant. So, I mean, I could have, by bad circumstances or whatever you want to call it, been a dad as young as, 10, 11, 12. Um, but no, I didn't have children until I was 40. And I want you to understand that while, it is God's plan, and that's how it's always written to be. Um, I don't want to say it was completely taken out of my hand, because we all have freedom of choice. But God knew it wouldn't happen to that time. I didn't. I had no idea, and I can honestly say I didn't try to wait. Um, Circumstances made me wait. Um, Things sometimes out of my control. Sometimes it was in my control, but for the most part, it was out of my control. Um, I was 19, 20 when I had my first girl that was seeing pregnant. I actually, between the ages of I think it was 18 to 20, I've had four different females pregnant. Um, Maybe it was 19 to 21. It was around that time period, anyways. Um, and hopefully understand these words when you're older. You understand this because I'm not gonna give you none of the details, but major details. But I'm gonna give you the basics of it. Um, so I have four different girls who were pregnant with my kids. Three of them had miscarriages, unfortunately. The first three. At that point, I thought something was wrong with me, and I was kind of nervous of trying again. Not that I was really trying at 18. I was just, thinking something's wrong with me, and I'll probably never be able to have children if that keeps happening. Um, then another one, the last one, I was 19. No, I was at least 20. I remember that because I was done with school. I had a job and everything, and she, this one really hurt. Um, she chose to have an abortion. Um, I was really frustrated because me and her got along perfect. There was no fighting. Um, I don't usually, I can't say I don't usually fight with my girlfriends. I mean, everybody has problems, everybody has issues, but usually we can get past all that, especially when there's children involved. And so me and her had a great relationship. The only problem was she had a great relationship with someone else too. Um, she was dating this guy, and like I said, we dated since they were like, I don't know, 12, 13, something like that, 14 years old. But he was a bad boy. He got himself sent to prison. And while he's in prison, she met someone else and got pregnant and had a daughter. And that was before me, of course. And I guess it was a matter of him forgiving her for doing this, which I'm sorry, but fool, you the one in prison. You the one who made the mistakes. How you get mad at someone else for making mistakes because you left them? You chose to leave the situation. You chose your actions put you in a bad place, and you mad at them because they decided to move on. It doesn't make no sense to me. Never has, never will. Anyways, but so he forgave her, and like I say, kept seeing each other. I mean, seeing each other through plate glass window every couple months. So seeing, I guess, consider seeing someone. Um, but when I met her, she was just getting done with having her a stillbirth from Homelton. Good morning, baby. Oh, go get your hands wiped. Go get your mom. Your hands are gross. Mm-hmm. Yeah, your hands are icky. But so the lady, she had a stillbirth, and it was from a different person. So this was the second time, I guess, she messed around with this guy. And so she had to tell him because she went all the way to full term and delivered the child still. And so I guess he forgave her again. And again, this is all before I ever met her. I met her probably a month after the stillbirth thing. And she had, obviously she didn't meet me and go, "Hi, my name is so and so. I had a stillbirth. I have a man who was in prison. I've cheated on him twice. Didn't say none of that. Um, and so we started seeing each other, and we got along perfect. I mean, we hung out. It wasn't just about trying to have kids. It was just we got along pretty damn solid. The problem was her connection to him and his family because they know just they were kids was so strong that when she found out she was pregnant by me, she said she couldn't do this to him a third time. It would destroy him and his family and all this. And I'm saying, well, you're willing to destroy me and my family, by having the abortion. Come on, man. You don't have to be involved with this kid. I'll raise this kid by myself. Me and my mom would take care of this if we have to, and she wasn't having it. Just her mindset literally was that I cannot do this because I would lose them. And we had some heated discussions about it. Um, I've never hit a woman in my life, but she's probably the closest I've came to hitting someone because she came to my house one day and I'm sitting on my bed. I lit her in. I'm playing video games and I already have a bad feeling she has something because she did one of those we gotta talk, things. So I'm sitting off the side, focusing on my game like this. Yeah, what's up? And I'll never forget this moment because this first time it ever happened to me. Last time it happened to me, only time. And she said, "I don't care what you think. I don't care if it pisses you off or not. I'm having a effing abortion and getting rid of your child." And I went from 0 to 60. I mean, I went from sitting here to standing up and my hand around her throat, and my hand caught back. I wanted to just beat the tar out of her. I ain't gonna lie, 'cause I'm like, and I'm just looking at her, just I'm shaking, and she's just sitting there, just like, my hand on her throat. She's just like, and I just put my head down like this while I'm pulling through and said, "If you can make me this upset and I want to hit you, we should not be having a kid together." And I turned around, I sat back down, and I started playing my game. And she just stood there frozen on the door for about a good 10 seconds. And she said, "Finally, fine, whatever," and walks off and leaves. And if someone can get you like that, you shouldn't be with them. And I knew that. 19, 20 years, I knew that. And that anger I felt, that was natural, that was raw. So, boys, just because you feel it, you're gonna feel anger, you're gonna feel hatred, you're gonna feel all those emotions. That's human. It's how you handle them, is what you do with it. And at that moment, I mean, looking back, I think she wanted me to hit her to justify her actions. She wanted to be able to say, "Good thing I got rid of this kid, 'cause I can live with no one like that." I can. She wanted me to give her justification, and I wouldn't do it. And it saddens me because I know doing it wouldn't have changed nothing. But I felt I should have fought more for my boy. It was a boy. We knew. This is how long ago it was. It was before when abortions could be really late term. We knew the gender. Um, he was due in a couple months, and that's why I had a tough time with you, Romeo, in the beginning. I had a really tough time because you're my firstborn, not my first boy. You're my first child. That baby was healthy and would have been born, and you would have a big brother who would be like 20 some years old. And so it was tough. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't know that what I know now, obviously, but I knew it wasn't the right thing to go off on her. It was the right thing to get angry. That's human. but I did the right thing by restraining myself. And like I say, part of me deep downside wish I could have done something different. I wish I had the words I have now, some way to convince her into keeping them, but it wasn't possible. In case you're ever wondering, your older brother's name would have been Trezel, Trezelle. I already have figured it out. I named all my boys. I named you guys, um, and it was tough. But that's one of the reasons why um, I waited so long. I wasn't trying to. That was taken out of my hands. Most of the females, now that I'm thinking about it, most of the times when I didn't have children, it was taken out of my hands by the females. Um, yeah, even now, you're not in my hands because of a female's choice. Um, I ain't gonna turn me gay, I'll tell you that. I still like my women and I still trust women, you know. I'm sorry, the female form is a beautiful thing, you know. It's as men are gross. I'm sorry, just but anyways, and so after that, I know I didn't trust, um, I didn't trust as much. Um, but after that, I dated someone seriously for I guess 6, 7 years, and we made sure she was on birth control. We tried not to have children because we were in college trying to get schooling done, and so that time period there was not a chance for children, and I didn't want that chance because again, laws have not caught up with what's right, in my opinion. Men should have a little bit more say in the whole thing. I know it's my body, my choice, all that stuff. Well, hospitals, why don't you find ways that women can put the child, the baby, the embryo, whatever, into some artificial womb and let them and let raise it at the hospital. Let the man be responsible for the bills. Let the man pay the. If he wants, keep the child. She wants to get rid of it. Take it out of her body, her choice. Take it out of her body. Put it in some artificial. Let the man take control. Something. It's just too much power right now. It's not balanced. It's not fair, and we're in a generation where we're striving even more so than probably any generation before for equality. I mean, you can't get more equality than you can change your gender if you don't like it, without even having it physically reassigned. You can just say, "Hey, I'm a woman," and even though you're not, that's how equal we're trying to be, and still somehow children get caught up in the mix. But after that, I didn't have no scares. I didn't really have no one trying to get pregnant, and then um, I got about 27, 28 around that time period. I started dating a different person seriously, and they wanted children, but they had a lot of physical health issues, which I understood and worked with them. But most of those were really like easy fixes, but they didn't want to go to a doctor, and I didn't know they were easy fixes either until we actually took her to the doctor after 2, 3 years, and they gave her a couple pills, and she was fixed. I'm like, wow, all this time you could have not had this problems and these issues, and more pill for taking it for a week or two, you're good to go. But um, and then I dated someone who for off and on for about another 5 years that lied to me. Told me straight up that she could get pregnant, that there was nothing stopping her from getting pregnant. She already had 3 kids and they were older and she wanted more. And couldn't find out she had her tubes tied like 5, 6 years before I ever met her. And so we tried, you know, and she was unable to. Let's one of you guys gonna be Harry Houdini, and it was not gonna happen. After that, I really didn't try that hard after that, and so I met my at this point right now, physically taking this video, when I met my wife, to be at the time. Um, we tried really hard in the first couple months, the all natural way. Um, as time went, we found out there was something wrong um, slightly wrong with one of us, and we found out some other person really just was highly unlikely to be able to. I mean, like 1% chance or something like that. And we still tried a little bit. We tried other methods besides actually having birthing children. We tried adoption overseas. We tried familial. Um, we tried it. We through our churches to try it. We did all kinds of stuff. We really wanted children, but the funny part is, I guess probably just not that long ago, 3, 4 years ago tops, we had always been open with each other and saying that, we want children, and if we weren't, when we even started down the path we went down, we said that, if we don't have children in 5, 6 years, or we can't, we should just get a Winnebago, or one of those RVs, and cruise the countryside, enjoy life. If we can't have kids, we can't sit down and get the white picket fence. Let's just enjoy life, see all 50 states and all that fun stuff. And I guess after Romeo, after you were born, we both admitted to each other that we kind of gave up on having children to raise. We thought we never would have children raised. Not, I mean, not natural, not adoption. We both had given up, but we're so worried about disappointing the other person that we never said nothing. We kept pretending that we wanted to. And so once we found out, you were coming, we were both thrilled, of course, but we couldn't tell each other that we had lost our faith a little bit, and lost our way. And when we did say it, it was like such a weird, funny moment. We're like, wait, you gave up too? You did too? It's like, oh, but we're glad we didn't, because you wouldn't be here, and we love you to death, boy. We love you, both of you. And Casanova, there's so much to your story that I can't say about it right now. We got a lot of haters on here, so let's just say you are very wanted, and I'm very happy that you came along too. You your name wasn't always going to be Casanova, um, but I always knew I would have 4 children, and I'm glad that I have both you boys. And I've always knew I'd probably adopt. I always knew my kids would come from probably unconventional ways. Since I was a kid, I always wanted to have adopt kids. I wanted to adopt a total of 9 kids before I was done adopting. And that didn't matter how many kids I had of my own. I would always want to adopt 9, and I probably won't be able to do that. I'm getting too old for that now. But I wanted to adopt them when they were older, so that way they can instantly come in the house. They can instantly help. They can instantly learn. I didn't want to go through the diaper stages 9 times. I didn't want to go through the potty training 9 times. I wanted to go through the fun parts, 9 times. And I figured kids in the system, when they hit a certain age, they're people don't want them as much. I mean, even Family Guy jokes about or no, it was American Dad jokes about adopted Francine, that she was too expensive the first time they saw her, so they waited for a year or two before the prices went down. Because people don't want older kids, because older kids are set in their ways usually, and so if they're damaged, they're hard to fix. And I just don't believe. I think every kid is redeemable. I don't care what baggage that they might have. I keep telling people the problems of the world come from adults. We are the creators of problems. We're the creators of drama. You know, it's funny is right now, boys. If by fluke, miracle, God's will, Satan's will, whatever, if you guys came back right now, you would know none of this ever happened, except for these videos. And trust me, you still see the videos. But that's how awesome it is being a kid. I mean, you're gonna be fine no matter what for the most part. I mean, yes, living different places, different outcomes can vary your future, but it's not gonna affect you in the way that you won't be able to grow up. You might not grow up as happy. You might grow up more happy. Who knows? But right now, at this moment, you wouldn't even miss a beat. And that's what's so lovely about kids. As adults, on the other hand, there's a lot of trust lost in this situation. So it's gonna be tough for everybody if anything ever did go forward, which in a positive way for the family. Um, but anyways, yeah. So that's why I didn't. It was never really a conscious choice, except for after the lady. chose to not have the child. After that, I did go for a while without not wanting to have kids. Period. But it's not that I didn't want to have kids. I just didn't want to trust no one again. Not that close. I mean, it's tough when you trust someone and you think you both share the same interests and same goals, and you find out the harshest, most horrible way. I mean, I can't think of a way. I mean, short of, I mean, if I met someone and they say they love football, and I find out 4 years later they hate football, I can work with that. I mean, they don't like pasta, but we eat pasta every day, and they really hate it all the time. I could probably work with that. I find out that they sleep with socks on all the time. The reason why, because they have 6 toes and they don't want me seeing it. I could work with that, but hurting the kids, taking kids away, causing harm, destroying the family, that's hard to work with. Anyway, speaking of the family, hello, cutie, welcome back. Okay, she took off again. So, anyways, I gotta get ready for work. I love you, boys. Mm, I love you guys, and yeah, I will just talk to you guys later. But I just want you guys to understand, sleepy boogers, yeah, that I didn't want to be a dad in my 40s on purpose. I just always wanted to be a dad, and I was not gonna let that go. And even when we thought about letting it go, it was a tough decision, and we didn't want it obviously because we didn't tell each other. I wanted to be able to play catch with you guys, be able to kick your little asses if you get out of line, stuff like that. And I still can. So watch out. Daddy's coming. Love you, boys. Bye.